Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Escoffier Online. My name is Chef Cesar. Today I got a very special guest. I got one of my elite students from the certificate program. She's in culinary, and she's at the top of her class. That's why she became an elite student. So, Laura, welcome to our live show this morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do once you become an elite student? Do you like help other students? What do you actually do with the new students coming into the program?
Absolutely, yeah. Our primary role is to work with students who are coming in who might have questions. We're available pretty much any time to help out in any way we can. We're all still participating in the program, so if there are questions that we maybe don't have all the answers to, we'll refer someone to someone like you. Nice. But we're just there to be just kind of on par with everyone else, and just help out whenever we can. And we've been through a lot of the stepping stones and stumbling blocks.
Oh yes,
so.
I mean you've been going through like almost not halfway, but you know what to expect and tell students what they should expect at the beginning. And this is great. Thank you for doing it because it's a lot different when you talk to a student. Coming from another student and coming from us, they like, oh, you're the chef. You've been doing this for so long. It's easy for you, but it's a little bit different when you went through this. The steps that you're going to go through. And like you and I talked to Kevin the other day. He wants to be a student like that. So it's nice. Other students are getting really engaged and they want to do the same thing. So well, let's get going with our cooking this morning. Today we're going to make a shrimp in a vodka sauce. You've probably seen a lot of this in the can in the stores, but you know what? You can make this at home. It's so easy and simple. So we got our water going back there, Laura, for our pasta. Maybe you want to crank it up. So we're going to start doing our sauce here real quick. As you can see, I got all my mise en place set up. Everything is ready to go. And this is the key. Before you start any cooking, you want to have everything laid out, ready to go, because you don't want to stop in the middle of cooking your sauce to go find some garlic or whatever. So you want to have everything ready. It's very important, right, Laura?
Absolutely.
You found that out when you start your class, right? So we're going to start with some butter here, like a whole butter. I'm also going to add a little olive oil. And I want to do that because I don't want the butter to burn. So when also you get nice and creamy from the butter. But I also like olive oil. So we're going to start melting our butter here. I got some onions finely diced. You're not so fine, like medium diced. Some garlic as well. And I got the best part here, some vodka here. So we're going to get some flames going here, but everything is going to be fine. Don't worry. And we're going to saute onions. So Laura, do you want to explain a little bit what saute? Because you know this, you've done this already, right?
Sure. Saute comes from the French word, which means to jump. So you want to saute at a high enough heat that you're not actually going to
burn the product, yeah.
Thank you.
So you want to get some color, and sometimes you're going to see in the recipe, sweat or saute. When you sweat a product, you're only going to, keep the flame low, so you don't want to get any color. You just want to soften the product, get some flavor. When you saute, you want to crank a little higher, so you get in some color and get some real nice flavor from the browning process. And you're going to tell, the aroma when it comes out, when you're browning something, it's going to definitely smell a lot different than when you're sweating the product. So.
You see them jumping in there now?
No, not really jumping, because I have this electric, induction burner. It's a little different with gas. You can really regulate the flame, and it's nice when you flambe. When you add the vodka, you don't have to light up with a matchstick. You can just, shake the pan a little bit. See? Let me, excuse me, I think my breaker pop here. Okay. I'm also going to add some garlic. I slice my garlic in little slivers, like really thin, paper thin. But if you want to chop it up, that's fine too. Okay. Have you ever done this sauce? You tried this before? You haven't?
Nope, not vodka sauce.
No.
I made piccata sauce.
Oh, piccata sauce, lemon and capers, huh?
Yep.
That's good. I got some pepper flakes here. If you want a little more heat, you can obviously add more hot, more pepper. But if you don't want much heat, you can just add very little. And we're going to saute our onions till it starts to get a little brown. You don't want to burn them. Especially when you have garlic in there, garlic doesn't taste very well when it's burned. You want to, get a nice sweet flavor from the garlic. So So we're gonna add some shrimp here too. And I'm gonna cook my sauce a little different. I'm gonna cook the shrimp separate because if you want to, like maybe you don't like shrimp, you can also use this sauce just with some pasta, maybe some chicken. But if you want to, like, you know, cook the shrimp along with the sauce, that's fine too. But some of you guys might be allergic to shellfish, so you can make the sauce and just use it, you know, by itself. Okay.
It smells so good.
Yeah, it does. It does. It smells really nice. Okay, so now we're gonna add our vodka. You wanna? Okay. There you go. If you guys have a gas stove at home, you don't have to use a lighter. If you pull the pan back a little bit, it's just gonna catch on fire right away. So be careful because it really lights up. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna add my tomato product in here. Okay. Okay. My little salt here. Some fresh black pepper. So Laura, what would you advise or you give like a new student that comes into the, you know, who wants to enroll in culinary school? What's the one thing that you think they should find out before they really enroll? I mean, what is one thing you would tell them to do?
I experienced it myself, and I hear it over and over, is just the amount of time that you need to spend on school. And the estimate, I think, is 16 to 20 hours a week. And the funny thing is, after a while, you spend more time just because you're doing extra things, you're making extra recipes, and it's just so much fun. You just keep doing extra things. But you really do need to learn to structure your time and devote enough time to your homework.
Yeah, time management is very important. I mean, when you're a chef, you know, you're running a kitchen, you don't want to be late with the dishes. You know, your guest comes in, they sit down, they expect to have a good time, and they don't care if something goes wrong in the kitchen. They want, you know, their food on time. The same thing, you know, when we, you know, I tell students sometimes, you know, think of you guys, you're the chefs in our class, and I'm the, you know, the guest and Chef Chanel. So we want you guys to send our work, you know, on time every week, and it's nice to see that because, you know, you're really learning the foundations that you're going to be using later on in life because this is a career. I mean, being a chef, it takes a lot of time, and you really want to be very dedicated to your profession. I mean, it's not an 8-to-5 job by any means. It takes a lot more. Right. It's a lot of people, you know, I saw a lot of kids come from culinary school when I was working. You know, they're like, well, I got to work weekends, I got to work all these hours. I'm like, yeah, this is what you went to school for. And sometimes they find out the hard way. So we tell our students, you know, what to expect. Right. You know, we want you guys to do better than we've done. So it's a whole idea. And I love to see when students do an excellent job. I'm like, this is what we want, you know. That means that we're doing a job. When I see like beautiful work like yours, you know, coming our way every week and, you know, very consistent, that's great. Okay, so my sauce is simmering now. I'm going to add some cream here. Do you mind chopping some of this fresh parsley, Laura, here? A couple of sprigs. I got some Italian parsley here. And this sauce is a little bit chunky because I use some crushed tomatoes, but if you want to really fine, you can puree the tomatoes down. You're going to see little pieces in here, so it's not very, you know, like a fine sauce, but if you guys don't like it like this, you can, you know, chop the onions down even more. And also the tomatoes. And if you want to make this ahead of time and, you know, keep it, put it away in the cooler overnight, it's going to be even better tomorrow, okay, because all the flavors going to marry together. So I actually did it like this because, like I told you before, I don't know if you guys like shrimp in the sauce, but if you don't, you can make your sauce, you know, even the day before, and then next morning make some fresh pasta or just cook some pasta and fix it up. So thank you, Laura.
Sure thing.
Nice job with those knife skills, huh?
Thank you. A lot of practice.
That's
a lot of potatoes.
That's the one thing, okay? A lot of students are like, oh, why am I really fast like the chefs in the video? I'm like, It's one step at a time. I mean, this is a lifelong learning process, even for us. I mean, those cuts I used to make, you know, especially if you like are not in the business, you know, like we have. I haven't been cooking for like normally in a restaurant like I used to every day for the last 4 or 5 years. So you kind of lose practice, but you know, I only get to do this every other week. But you know, still, you know, those cuts are very fine, like the fine julienne, the brunoise. Those are, you know, difficult cuts to make, but as you know, knife skills is very important for a chef for so many reasons. I mean, for, you know, cooking, for example, the onions I chopped, if they were like different pieces, they're not going to cook at the same time. So you want to, you know, have very uniform pieces for that reason, especially when you do like vegetables or for a soup. It's a lot of, you know, different reasons we do that. But let me taste the sauce. Okay, water's going there. Looks beautiful. Let's taste the sauce. Make sure it has enough salt and pepper here. It's good. You want to try this, Laura?
Sure.
Might need a little salt, I'm not sure, but you tell me. And it's got a little kick with the pepper. What do you think, huh?
A little salt, maybe.
Yeah.
It's got a nice kick. It's great.
And you guys want to be careful when you guys season your dishes. You don't want to put too much seasoning, especially if I'm going to do this again tomorrow. Or if I'm going to like saute shrimp or chicken, I might add some more seasonings to the protein. And that's going to just, you know, the seasoning is going to be right on. But be careful. Sometimes students try to, like, you know, season their stuff right, you know, right up front. So you want to really be careful with that. Okay.
Well, and the cheese will add a little salt too.
You're right. I'm going to put some cheese in there. But, okay, I'm going to take this out of here because I'm going to start cooking my shrimp. Excuse me. I'm going to switch my pan here. Okay, now I'm going to cook some nice, beautiful shrimp. I got some white Gulf shrimp. These are like the U10s, are really big ones. These are like, you know, certain sizes, like you see like 1016 or U12s or, you know, 2630s. That means there's like between 26 and 30 pieces per pound. That's what really that means. So, and these are the bigger ones. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna saute our shrimp here. Give me 1 second. We're going to cook our pasta. Once the shrimp are going, fresh pasta cooks really very quick. And you got a chance to make fresh pasta not too long ago, right? Mm-hmm. In your culinary class. That was fun.
That was great. Yeah.
I mean, it's really easy to make. Some students think it's really complicated, but once they do it, they're like, I couldn't believe this was so easy. And it is. Sometimes, you know, they just overthink some of their, you know, work you have to do. The key is to really, you know, prep everything up, and you see that it's really easy. So we're going to saute some of our shrimp here.
Well, talking about time management, it's not really important just with homework, but in the kitchen too. You know, when you're planning all your dishes and the timing, you know, learning how to manage the time is.
Oh, definitely, yeah. You want to have everything ready, like, for example, like this. You want to start, you know, cooking pasta as soon as it's getting ready to be served. Otherwise, the shrimp are going to go overcook, or maybe if you put the pasta too soon, the pasta is going to get mushy. So it's very important, but you learn that once you get to work in the business, and even at home right now when you guys doing your assignments. I mean, you know that we give you a lot of tips on how to do that, so it's one of those things that, you know, you want to definitely learn. And with cooking shrimp, you know, this the shrimp cooks very quick, and the worst thing you can do, you know, overcook the shrimp. You know, you want to have them nice and tender, because once they start to get like rubbery and chewy, they're overcooked. And you can tell once they start changing colors like that, they get a little pinkish, they're getting done. So I'm going to add a little anise liqueurs and Pernod here, just to add a little flavor. Okay, if you want to put the pasta in there, Laura, that's fine. I'm going to grab this later real quick to put some of my sauce in there. Okay, now, as you can see, my sauce is not very thick, okay? Because it's going to reduce more. Now that I'm going to, you know, cook with the shrimp, it's going to reduce a little more. Also, I'm going to add a little Parmesan cheese, which is also going to help to, you know, thicken the sauce. Any questions out there, guys? You guys are so quiet today again. Have you guys ever tried this sauce or tried to make it at home? Oh my God, you guys are very quiet today. Okay. There you go. So thank you for chopping this for me. And you don't want to get the sauce way too thick because since we're using fresh pasta, there's a lot of starch in the pasta. And once you put it in there, you're going to see the sauce is going to thicken up some more. And also if you get it too thick, it gets too clumpy. You don't want it. You want to have a nice and a smooth sauce. And you got to be careful so, especially if you're using like fresh pasta, like I say. You want to have like a nice nappy consistency in your sauce. So what do you think, Laura? This is easy, right?
Easy peasy, yeah.
Piece of cake.
It's great.
Yeah, cooking is easy. You know, the hardest part is to get everything ready. Sometimes, you know, it takes longer to you for you to get everything ready to go than it actually does, you know,
really
doing actually cooking. So it's a lot of prep that goes into in the kitchen, and that's why we really, you know, stress to students that it's very important to prep yourself up, to be ready, because you don't want to fall behind. You know, once you get to work in the business, I mean, things happen very quick. You know, doing like a dinner service, you don't want to be run out of, you know, product, and that just kills everyone. So. I think our pasta probably ready now. You want to check it? You want to? It looks good, yeah. Yeah. You can dump it in the little colander in there. And we're ready to serve our pasta here. You want to kind of put it in here? Okay. So you can see our pasta is pretty much done here. So we're going to toss. Okay. You want to toss the pasta noodles in there, really good like that. Got some Parmesan cheese here, some shaved Parmesan. Look at that. You can see some of the, you know, the pasta starts to absorb the sauce. Okay. Now we're going to plate it over here. And you want to give some height to your dishes, especially pasta, because otherwise it's going to, you know, go flat. So you want to kind of twist it to kind of lift it up like this, okay? I sure got my pasta fork, but this is good. Okay. Now you want to arrange the shrimp around. You guys can see, it didn't take us too long to make a wonderful pasta dish here. So what do you think, Laura?
It looks amazing. It smells great.
So also make sure that you wipe down your dishes anytime you're serving a plate in something. You want to wipe it down before it goes out to your guests. Even at home, you know, you have to start learning how to, you know, plate beautiful, nice and clean, because, you know, people expect, you know, a beautiful dish, and you know that we eat with our eyes. I know a lot of people don't like the phrase, but, you know, that's true. I got some fresh basil here. I'm gonna rinse it off. For my garnish. There you go. So, thank you, Laura, and thank you guys out there. Does anybody has any questions before we wrap this up? You guys are pretty quiet today. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks, okay? I want you guys to try this and tell me how it is. Well, thank you, everyone, for being here this morning. Again, thank you, Laura, for joining me. It was a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
And I hope we can, you know, have you again in the near future, all right? Thank you so much.